So do y'all remember in the Chronicles of Narnia where the centaurs and the minotaurs and all of these creatures of Narnia were fighting the White Witch's army, I think it was. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to be experiencing with a band called Battle Beast. I'll be real, I don't really know what to expect. I know that they fall under the power metal spectrum, and we'll see what that is. We're getting a growing amount of power metal fans in our Discord and just kind of in our circle. So I guess that's why I'm doing a little bit more of this. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Mark. This is Cardivox Academy, and I myself am a vocalist in 3 metal bands, Kardashev, Neverbreath, and Viremia. I'm a vocal coach as well. However, I focus more on like your deathcore, your death metal, all of your like types of sounds. I do clean singing as well. Clean singing, it's just singing. I do, your non-distorted singing as well. But from what I am learning about power metal, the more I do this, is that this is definitely not my main gig, right? So usually I'm quite surprised and impressed by the ability of these singers and these vocalists, because this is very different from what I do and from what I teach. But I'm excited to hear yet another power metal song, because it's always these crazy acrobatics with distortion and control over their entire system. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Now, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm very excited for how this channel is going, and I'm very thankful for all of you as well. If you really enjoy the content, be sure to check us out on Patreon. We have monthly events, multiple monthly events focused on vocalists and also focused on just hanging out. It's a lot of fun. Come say hello. I do offer vocal lessons, not for this. Maybe we're still gonna hear the song, but check out some of my other videos to get a better idea of what I actually do. But without further ado, let's check out Battle Beast, Master of Illusion. That's all I know. Let's go. So that's a good part. That's a good spot for us to stop and talk a little bit. So yeah, already like, holy cow, that insane gritty distorted belt at the beginning was absolute choice. Absolute choice. Like, here's the thing. Shouting with distortion, right? That's not that hard to do. You activate your abdominal system, you balance out your voice, you keep your throat relaxed, pretty easy, right? You could master that in, a couple weeks. Belting with this beautiful pure pitch and just that consistent, clean distortion placed right on top of it, that is insanely difficult. That is like, and some people are more natural at it than others, but like that, like she was just like, hey everybody, I'm an athlete, boom. And she like did like this Olympic level gritty belt at the beginning, which was amazing. Now, another thing that I'm really impressed by is how not only is she maintaining a very healthy, beautiful sounding clean tone, she's adding rasp on top of it, right? While playing around with airflow. She's lightening up her tone, she's darkening up her tone while maintaining grit and rasp. So she's doing three things at once. That's wild. That's talent. That is talent. Let's keep going, but holy cannoli, that's nuts. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Does anybody else want to see, and maybe it exists and I don't know it, but does anybody else want to see a collaboration between Battle Beast and Unleash the Archers? I don't know. Maybe that's a cool idea. Maybe I just had the best idea ever. Maybe I'm an idiot and that's already happened. I couldn't tell you. But yes, that would be amazing. I would absolutely love to see that. If Battle Beast or Unleash the Archers has any power metal collaborations they've done, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to see that. One thing I want to point out here, and then we're gonna get back into it, is so notice how her voice is very bright, very pingy, very very high treble, I guess you could say. So this is a concept that we use a lot in deathcore and death metal vocals to a very different sounding result. But this is a concept that we use a lot, and this is basically like the timbre of your voice. Now, timbre is a pretty big subject, right? That there's a lot that goes into it, but really the most that we have to think of it as, really what we want to understand it as, is the way to make a pitch sound different, right? So the most extreme examples of this would be if I took like I don't know, like a hey right there, hey. Now I make it super nasally. Hey right there, hey right there. Drop it down. Ha, eh, right. Those are changes in timbre. And changing your timbre not only will make you fit into certain styles and genres better, right? It also can make things like distortion easier to manage. A brighter timbre, a more forward sound is always going to make your distortion more easy to manage. Now, again, I'm talking about this from more of like a perspective, but that concept is pretty universal, right? So, something to think about there. I want you to listen, and I want you to kind of imagine, because this is a music video, so she's lip syncing, which we all lip sync in music videos 99% of the time. So that's not me throwing shade or anything. There's no microphone. So my point is, her mouth shape when she's performing may not be what it is in the studio or live. I want you to imagine the shape of her mouth, and you're gonna, in your mind's eye, you're gonna see a lot of wide shapes. You're gonna see in your mind's eye, you're gonna see the teeth. Oh yeah, right there. Oh yeah. You're gonna see some teeth, things like that. Again, let's keep going. Yo, there were some maggots in that bread. I don't know if you should eat it. Another thing that she's doing that stylistically is very, very, very cool. I took all that time to think of a wording. Cool. Cool is the word that I came up with. Good Lord. But one thing she's doing that's really making me, that's really impressing me, is her choice of making the articulation very staccato, right? Now, I'm obviously not, I don't have the lyrics memorized. I'm just hearing this for the first time, but like, if I was to say, hello, my name is Mark, that's all kind of slurred together. But if I said, hello, my name is Mark, hello, my name is Mark, ta ta pa ta 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 pa ta, that staccato aspect kind of carries like a delivery of sharpness, a delivery of attack, a delivery of punch, right? And so with her bright tone, with her distortion, it's making her very engaging to listen to. I'm going to go back a little bit. I wish I knew the lyrics so I could actually say what she's saying. But I'm going to go back and listen to the way that when she's kind of galloping through her phrasing, she's very, very brightly articulate. She doesn't slur anything. It's all right here in the front of the mouth. Very articulate, very strong. Check it out. Yeah. So a lot of things to talk about. I'm going to keep it very brief here because I'm just saying that there's not much song left. First and foremost, here's a little insider scoop on Cardivox Academy, aka me, that you might not know. I don't really like guitar solos. 90% of the time I hear a guitar solo, I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. Now listen, I'm not throwing shade at guitarists. I can't play the guitar. So like, I'm not saying don't do them. I'm just saying it's not like my favorite flavor. That guitar solo was absolutely stunning, absolutely breathtaking. One thing I'm really liking as I'm listening to the members of this band is that nobody's trying to dominate the song. They're all supplementing the song and driving it forward as a team, right? So like you've got that drummer keeping things very in the pocket, right? But flourishing when they need to. The guitarist there keeping this solo melodic and yet throwing some shred on there to help us enjoy like that power metal vibe, which is really awesome. And then, you know, right after that guitar solo section, you have her coming in with like this ascending scale, growing in power, really guiding us to the next portion of the song, which is really neat. I'm going to go back also right here around this section of the song when she exits that belting voice into a light, airy, super controlled tone. Like, that's nicely done. That's nicely done. Let's check it out. Yeah. All right, so we got to talk about that last Force of Habit scream. We have to talk about that last belt there. Holy cow. I want you to listen to this, and I want you to think about the sound of her voice, and I want you to listen through the pitch. I want you to listen through the note, and I want you to listen to mechanically what's happening, right? We all know what it sounds to have a very strained voice, that sort of like, hey, right? Versus like an, oh, hey, oh, yeah, right? Now, obviously, she is a much more proficient belter because this is her genre. But we can hear the difference between strain and openness, right? And as she's ascending, as she's raising her pitch, right, you can almost hear her body opening up. You can almost hear her increasing relaxation, lifting that tone up and out of the top of her head, right? Her support mechanism is bearing downward. Her I'm like doing Tai Chi over here. Her support mechanism is bearing downward. Her voice is lifting up out of the top of her head. And all the while she's opening up and relaxing that throat, creating like this big bright tone. Just check that out and then we'll wrap it up. Like, I don't care what kind of music you like. That's tasty. That's tasty stuff. And I stand by it. So anyways, well, shoot. That was Battle Beast, Master of Illusion. I liked it a little bit more than I thought I would. You know, I'm not the biggest power metal guy, but maybe I'm going to have to stop saying that soon. Maybe my opinion's going to change because the more of this that I listen to, the more I find myself enjoying it. So maybe, you know, a couple videos deep, I'll be more of a power metal dude. What should I check out? Like, how should I continue to get into this genre of music, power metal fans? Let me know. But anyway, that's enough of this dude blathering on. Let's go ahead and wrap up the video over here. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you. And as always, check us out on Patreon. Like, share, subscribe. Leave us a comment below. Show us some love. Whatever you got to do. We just appreciate it. And many thanks. Much love. I'm out.